The domain of a function is the set of all the valid inputs for the function. Okay, anything that you are allowed to plug in. Now, there are two types of domain that we're going to talk about, because you may have a function, but the function actually, even though certain values might work when you plug them in, they don't work because of what the function represents. Okay, so the explicit domain is a stated domain. Okay, a stated domain. It's just told to you. Okay. The implicit domain is the domain that results from the context of the function. And the function itself. Okay, we're gonna see some examples of this. Let me give you a quick example of each of these. I won't write anything down, but so an explicit domain, you may have a function that represents the cost of a cell phone plan, depending on how much data you use. And the amount of data that you use, okay, those are your inputs. Now, it's not possible to use a negative amount of data. So the function itself would state, generally, that your x values will be greater than or equal to 0. Okay? And so that's an explicit domain, where it's stated, it's told to you. Okay? The implicit domain is what if you just have some random function. Okay, so f of x equals, say, 1 over x. Okay. Just by the nature of the function itself, we know we can't divide by 0, so we know x cannot be 0. So that would be an implicit domain, because just implied by the fact that the function doesn't even work if you try to plug in 0, that means that 0 can't be in the domain. Okay. Or the context of the function, if we think back to that cell phone bill example, if you have a function, but it doesn't specifically say that your data is going to be greater than or equal to 0, just from the context of the problem, you would know, well, I'm not going to use a negative amount of data, so my domain would have to be greater than or equal to 0.